that look familiar?
It ended a nearly 30-year mystery surrounding the murders of 4 women.
Back in the early 90s, and we never figured this case out. We are in 2022 with technology. We got a DNA hit.
This is 73-year-old Gary Randall Muehlberg. For more than 30 years, Gary has gotten away with murder after murder after murder, all up until now, because being a serial killer comes with a price.
You're gonna charge me with, what, 3 homicides?
But Gary's story is far from over, because while he might have lived under the radar for those 3 decades, there is still much more that he is hiding, and much more that he will tell detectives over the course of his 10-hour-long interrogation.
It was an accident, a mistake. Can't really put 100% blame on one person.
I've done things I'm damn proud of, just ain't none of them.
In the early 1990s, a quiet pattern began to emerge in O'Fallon, Missouri, one that would take years to fully understand. It started when police began finding bodies, one after another. 4 women were discovered over time: Robin J. Meehan, Brenda Jean Pruitt, Donna Rittmeyer, and Sandra Sue Little. Their bodies had been discarded like trash, hidden inside containers, wooden boxes, dumpsters. One of them was even found stuffed inside a trash can. Most of the women had been strangled or smothered. But what troubled investigators the most wasn't just how these women died, it was what they didn't find. There were no witnesses, no weapons, no fingerprints, not a single clue left behind. The only evidence recovered was DNA. But at the time, technology wasn't advanced enough to connect it to anyone, and so investigators were left with nothing. As months passed, detectives began to notice an unsettling pattern between the murders. All 4 women were exotic workers, operating in or around St. Louis's red light districts. And that realization led police to one chilling conclusion: that these murders were likely the work of a single person, a serial killer. But without anything to work with, the trail went cold. Months turned into years, and the women's cases remained unsolved until 1993. That's when police learned about another death, but this time the victim wasn't a woman. He was 57-year-old Kenneth Doc Atchison. When investigators began looking into Kenneth Atchison's murder, they were finally able to do something they hadn't been able to do for years in the other cases: build a clear timeline. In the days leading up to his disappearance, Kenneth had responded to a simple classified ad for a used car. It seemed ordinary, just a man looking to make a purchase. That ad led him to a quiet home and to a man named Gary Randall Muehlberg. When Kenneth was later reported missing, detectives retraced his final known moments, and the one detail that immediately stood out above the rest was Kenneth had last been seen walking into Gary's home, and he was never seen again. Police obtained a search warrant, and when they went down into Gary's basement, what they found was horrifying. Kenneth's body found hidden inside a coffin-like container. Gary Randall Muehlberg was arrested on the spot, and later in 1995, he was charged with first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Despite the shocking discovery, Kenneth's murder was never officially linked to the women found years earlier, but the story didn't end there. In 2008, the cold cases from the early 1990s were reopened by O'Fallon police detective Jody Weber. This time, investigators had something they didn't have before: better DNA technology. Old evidence was taken back out of storage, and samples that once led nowhere were sent to modern labs and run through updated databases. Then, after more than a decade, in April of 2022, everything changed. A DNA profile from one of the victims was finally uploaded into CODIS, and almost instantly, it came back with a hit. The DNA matched one man, Gary Randall Muehlberg. The same Gary who had been convicted back in 1995. After decades of silence, the truth had finally caught up with him as he was brought in for an interrogation in 2022, almost 32 years after his first suspected murder. And in the following footage, Gary won't just talk about the murders that everyone knew about. He'll reveal ones that were never caught, ones that had been hidden for decades.
Hi,
Hello.
Mr. Muehlberg?
Yes.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm Sergeant Jody Weber. I'm with the O'Fallon Police Department.
Who?
O'Fallon Police Department.
Okay.
I've waited a long time to talk to you, so.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, I'm Mike Harvey with St. Charles County.
Okay.
Yeah. How you doing today?
Okay.
You okay?
I just woke up.
You did?
Yeah,
I thought you just had lunch. They were talking about chicken patties.
I skipped it.
You
feel
skipped
like
it?
going?
You don't like chicken patties? Yeah. Yeah. I guess you don't get many visitors? No?
No.
No. Okay.
So get to the chase. What's going on?
All right, well, we're investigating some cases from back in the early 90s. So
Okay.
we got to do some paperwork for us to be able to talk about that any further.
Okay.
Okay? So I do have to give you your Miranda rights. Just because you're here now and for us to be able to talk to you and hear what we got to say.
Okay.
Okay?
Back in the 90s. A long time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
You've been here since '93.
I was arrested in 93. I've been here since, well, I went to Fulton in November of 95, I believe.
Okay.
So I did a little bit of homework on you. So you have been here since 93? Or
Well-
you got locked up in 93, been here
Right.
since 95? Okay. Are you from the St. Louis County area?
Yeah, that's where I fell from. Up in Bell Ridge.
Okay. And you lived there from like the late 80s, right, in Bell Ridge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a particular girl that I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
Okay. Obviously, you probably watch television and technology changing in this world.
Yep.
DNA is a big thing right now, and technology, with DNA progressing so much
Okay.
throughout the years, that's kind of what put us here right now. So, I can tell you, for back in the early 90s, we had 30 to 40 investigators working on these cases and could never figure this case out. But here we are in 2022 with technology, and we got a DNA hit.
Okay.
Okay. Does that ring a bell at all? Robin?
No, I don't remember it.
Remember Robin? Did you, happen to pick up at all back in those days, or
Not that I can recall.
no?
Yeah, I got a divorce. Yeah, I don't even remember when that was, early 90s.
Okay.
I mean, I might have.
Okay. So I guess your ex-wife, you got divorced, I want to say it was late 80s maybe? You have two kids
Yeah,
together?
like I don't remember the exact date.
Okay, and you have two kids together?
Yep.
Okay.
One's deceased.
Oh, I'm sorry. How long ago it was your son, is that right?
Yeah.
Has that been a while?
Yeah, a couple good years.
Okay. Was he sick?
Huh?
Was he sick?
Yeah, into drugs and had some mental problems.
Okay. So early 90s, you're living in Bell Ridge. I guess up until 93 when you got locked up.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you did kind of maybe pick up in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember their names at all?
No.
No.
Where would you have picked them up from?
At bars or taverns.
Any streetwalkers or anything like that?
They may have been, but I don't know. I don't remember where they were when I met them. Mainly bars.
Okay. But they were working girls, they weren't just patrons of the bar? I mean,
After I got talking to them, I guess I knew they were,
because it would cost you some money?
Hmm?
It would cost you some money?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
how many girls do you think you picked up over those early 90s?
I have no recollection
No.
or idea of that.
I know we're throwing stuff at you from
Yeah,
32 years ago, right?
and my memory is not the best anymore.
Yeah. So, Robin Meehan. She was a young lady that was found.
I'm being charged with a homicide?
No, you're not being charged with anything right now. I'm just showing that's the lab report.
Okay,
Robin was killed, okay, and she was found in between two mattresses. And your DNA came back on two different pieces of evidence from her.
okay.
So, does that look familiar? And what I want to tell you, Gary,
What is it?
those are mattresses.
Oh,
So what I want to tell you, Gary, is there is a journalist writing a book about these cases,
okay,
and he's waiting for the final chapter.
okay,
He apparently his mom covered these stories back in the early 90s,
okay,
and he's doing this as kind of a legacy to her. So he's writing a book, and he's waiting kind of just to do the final chapter of the book. He doesn't know who you are yet. I haven't released the information of who you are. But there's going to be a lot of people studying these cases. They're very interested in these cases. Obviously, we didn't pick your name out of a hat. I mean, your DNA came back to two pieces of evidence on Robin. So I just kind of want to give closure to these cases and put these cases to rest. I mean, with you being here with life without parole, I don't know that it's going to change much for you. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I don't know how I'm tied into this, but a mattress.
Robin was Gary's youngest victim. She was only 18 and already a single mom, just trying to get by. The last time anyone saw her was in March of 1990, and then just a few weeks later, on March 26th, her body was found by people passing down a quiet rural road near Silex, Missouri. Gary had killed her and dumped her between two mattresses, a chilling move that matched what he had done to other victims. And although he sits there acting like he has no idea who Robin was, that act isn't going to hold up for long, because these detectives, they've been doing this for decades, and they know exactly how to get inside his head, and they're about to tear his story apart.
Here, basically what we're trying to do is we've got 3 cases that we're working.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 of them all happened back in that particular time frame. And we got the lab people sending us a copy. Matter of fact, they just texted me not too long ago. They do have a report. And the DNA, I'm not sure if you understand what DNA is and,
Yeah.
and how it's progressed. I mean, you can probably get my DNA off that. So it's a very sophisticated system that they use. And is there any reason why your DNA would be on 2 items from this particular case?
If that was one that picked up, I imagine we had a relationship.
Okay. You wouldn't happen to remember a name or anything like that?
No.
Do you know, okay, so you say that you picked up, you had relations, and if your DNA was on particular items, that leads us to believe that you were involved, because these items we found were in or around her body
Okay.
when we discovered. So I think you understand where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Correct?
You're thinking I am committed a crime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's why we want to talk to you. We got a whole lot of stuff that we want to talk to you about. Again, she mentioned that, I don't think any, and I don't know, but none of these should affect the time you're doing right now. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that because I have no power to make a decision one way or the other. But we believe that you're involved in this particular case.
Okay.
And that's what we want to talk to you about.
I'm being accused of, what did that say, a homicide?
Well, that's just the way the report
That's the title of the report at this point. But like I said, with these mattresses, there's 2 pieces of evidence wrapped up inside there
Okay.
that come back to you. So like we explained it to you, you know, you're in here for whatever time you have left.
Yeah.
You're not getting any, I mean, I don't know how they can give you anything more, you know what I'm saying? But we would like to,
Yeah, the death penalty.
well, I mean, you know, that takes 15, 20 years. You know? That takes 15, 20 years typically.
Not since the courts ruled on a couple of years back is, you know, but I'm not gonna cop to something I didn't do or don't remember doing.
Could you have done it, just don't remember?
I think this conversation's over because I don't understand all this.
That's why we're just trying to explain it to you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm laying it out there for you.
Yeah, I
the lab
appreciate
report.
that.
Um,
I mean, I might have been one of many people that had with somebody one day, if it's,
mhm.
because common sense tells me that's how they make their living. Have a couple jobs.
Well,
So-
I'll be specific with you. I mean, this, the DNA came back on
Okay,
her, was wrapped up with her.
Okay.
And then she had tape on her body that comes back to your DNA.
okay.
So, I mean, I'm being honest as I can with you.
I appreciate that,
So-
but I don't, no. Well, if you got the evidence, why are you talking to me, charging or something?
Because that's not what I'm looking to. I want to I want to find out all about it. I want to find out details of how, you know, get in your head right now and find out how it happened, what happened. Those are the things I'm interested in.
Okay,
It's not all about, you know, charging you with something. I would like details just so I can learn more about you.
why?
Well, this is a case that's gone unsolved for 32 years.
Right,
That not one detective back in the early 90s, 40, 50 detectives working on this were not able to solve it. None of those guys, with all their experience and all their training and everything, they weren't able to solve these cases.
okay,
So that's why I want to learn as much as I can about you, because you got past all of them.
I got what?
You got past all of them. You know what I mean? You got one over on all of them.
We had no clue. We never even heard of you until the
Okay.
report came down from the DNA. And that's basically why we're trying to wrap these up. Okay? What's the worst thing that you think could happen to you if you talk to us about this? My worst case scenario, what would be the worst thing that could happen? You said death row,
Yeah.
death penalty. If you're already doing life, I don't know anybody would really want to, what are they going to do? Give you double, triple lives or whatever that is? That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ever getting out of prison.
Right. So we're just we'd like to take the opportunity, and again, with me working one of these cases, excuse me, we'd like to kind of wrap this all up. And for you too. I'm sure that, I don't know if you think about this I don't know if you think about it at all, if you think about these possible cases at all. But this is kind of like you know, for your benefit to get it over with, and ours, so we can get it over with.
I don't understand, get over what? I mean, I'm in here for murdering a man.
Right. I read the entire report. I wrote the
Okay.
entire thing.
Well, like I said, I know we're throwing a lot at you.
Yeah.
We are throwing a lot at you.
I'd say so. I mean, I feel like I'm being accused of a homicide. I mean, that's what the questions are.
Well, I mean,
You found it dead with traces of my DNA on something,
mhm.
okay?
One of them, you might be able to explain away, and maybe rapper, you know. This young lady happened to be between those 2 mattresses. She was inside those mattresses.
Those are 2 mattresses?
Yeah,
Yeah.
top and bottom.
Okay.
She was found in between those, and that's where the condom wrapper was that has your DNA on it. And do you have pictures of the tape?
Yeah.
This is actually,
Oh,
this is the tape, okay, that's on her, on her
okay,
breast. And if you lift that tape up, there's DNA on the
okay.
underside of that tape. So if she's even doing 15 guys a day, none of them would be on that tape underneath the underside of that tape.
Okay.
So technically, that's why we're here to see you. All
Okay.
right? Because again, maybe she had wrapper, but she's naked. It's not like she had it in a pocket or anything like that. So she's got wrapper in the mattress and has DNA, your DNA. And then also with the tape, that is very hard to explain how your DNA got on the underside of that tape. If in fact it wasn't you that was with her and she wound up in those mattresses.
Yeah.
So you said earlier that you didn't, first you said you didn't do it, then you said you don't remember. Is there a chance you did it and you just washed
No,
it
I'm
away?
saying I don't remember the name or specifics on where I met her, where I picked her up, how we met.
Sure.
You know, I've got a lot of friends, or had friends in the past. I can't recall where I met them or how I met them.
Gary has no idea the detectives have already boxed him in from every direction. Every body he tried to hide, they've already found them. And still he keeps lying. But there's a reason for it. Because in his mind, the moment he confesses, he thinks he's signing his own death warrant. But in reality, these detectives weren't chasing the death penalty. They wanted his story, and they wanted to know why he did this. And to get that, they gave Gary exactly what he needed.
Okay.
Hi Gary, how are you?
Gary, how are you?
I got you what you wanted. Okay. I got you 3 letters here from 3 prosecutors. You want to take a look at that? Then they won't seek the death penalty. Since we talked to you last time, some more evidence came back with DNA on it. The shirt, the t-shirt, 2 pieces of the t-shirt came back with your DNA
what?
too. The t-shirt that was wrapped around her head.
I mean, I'm old enough in my health wise, even with death penalty, I would pass away before I got there.
That's correct.
That is correct.
Because I don't know if you know aware of my health.
Yes. Actually, you told us basically what your health was.
Yeah.
And,
You have a heart condition and you
Yeah,
said
with
you
the
had,
heart and the cancer and all that other
Cancer.
stuff, yeah.
okay.
Once Gary is convinced he would keep the same privileges he already has, and that the death penalty wasn't on the table, he finally decides to confess.
So I'd like to start with Robin. I have a picture of Robin.
I don't recognize the name, of course. It's 30 some odd years ago.
So Robin was the young lady that was in between the 2 mattresses.
You know what?
In between 2 mattresses.
Okay.
Can you tell me
If you
how?
don't-
Tell me how you met her.
Man, I've been thinking about that. It's like, I don't know, I can't recall the circumstances I met her, but I guess if my DNA and all that stuff ties me to it, I'm good for it. But I don't remember a lot of the details.
Can you tell us some of the details that you remember? Can you tell me some of the details you remember?
How did she die?
Well, she had maybe like blunt force trauma to the head.
And what? Okay.
do you recall the mattresses?
Yeah. So apparently it happened in my house up in Bell Ridge.
Okay.
It's painful as hell.
I know.
Do you recall where the mattresses came from, Gary?
Undoubtedly my house.
Were they something that you were using in your house? Do you
Yeah.
recall?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How long, if you don't remember how you met her, do you remember bringing her back to your house?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't remember the exact. I don't know if I met her in a bar or on the street, picked her up. Because didn't you say she was like a, yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Hired, and I can't recall the name Robin. I know from myself and other people, a lot of the girls that worked the street had street names,
Sure.
you know.
Sure.
Does she look familiar though? I know it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, you said this was back in what, 90?
Yeah.
That's 32 years ago.
So, but you do remember having her at your house?
She vaguely, I mean, she's an attractive looking young lady. Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember how long she was there at your house?
No, ma'am, I sure don't.
Okay.
I sure don't.
So what do you remember about the mattresses and?
I don't, yeah.
How would you have kept the mattresses together? You recall that? I mean, she was in between two mattresses.
Okay.
How would you have kept those together?
String or rope or something?
And how would you secure it though? Do you remember how you secured it?
Not really. They were secured together though? I mean, a rope around them or?
They were secured, but I was hoping that you could tell us how they were secured.
Just tied together. I wish I could recall what was going through my mind to do something like this.
Do you remember doing it?
Vaguely, I mean, I'm thinking I had with her
Okay.
and paying her.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Back in the day, is there any reason that you would be upset with them afterwards? That would,
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know what would prompt me offhand to kill somebody like that.
Now, do you remember where you disposed of her body? Do you remember where you disposed of her body?
I'm thinking last time I heard something about along a highway out in St. Charles County or Troy or something.
Okay.
Do you remember how you got there?
I didn't walk.
Did you have a truck?
What
back
kind
then?
of vehicle was it?
A late 80s Ford conversion van. I mean, it was factory custom. Had the captain seats and all that good stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
Bits and pieces I remember, but not totally.
Well, tell us what you do remember.
That's about, I mean, I don't remember exactly where I picked her up at. I'm assuming it was on the streets of South St. Louis. Going back to my house.
So, When you had Robin at your house, do you have any idea how long she was there? Are we talking long period of time or?
No, it wouldn't have been over a day or two.
Okay.
So by the time you picked her up, you had her about a day or two, and
If that long.
then you disposed of her.
Hmm?
And then you disposed of her somewhere in St. Charles?
I know it was west of my house, northwest.
Coming out 70?
Huh?
Coming out Highway 70?
Yeah.
You remember how far you got into St. Charles? Did you get off you go from St. Charles, St. Peter's, O'Fallon, then Wentzville, and then make a right to go up in Lincoln County and Troy area? You recall if it was, you drove that far
Was
that
that
day?
Highway 79?
There is a Highway 79.
Yeah. Could I travel that occasionally going up to Iowa to visit family?
Is that the only highway you took up to Iowa?
Yeah. Because it's mainly a straight shot.
Okay. There's other highways.
I'm not positive. I'm thinking it was 79. There's a kind of a cloverleaf, semi-cloverleaf interchange or was that 64? Yeah.
So you said the mattresses came from your house. Okay. Do you recall what happened with her after she was at your house? You said you had her, and can you recall what happened after that?
No. I mean, right now, maybe when I'm laying in my bunk thinking about it, bits and pieces might come back, but right now it's like.
Mm-hmm. Did something anger you?
Hmm?
Did something anger you that she did, or?
Not that I recall. I mean, some had to pop somewhere to 3 different girls, you say.
Mm-hmm.
I've studied a lot of these cases, and as she has, there's sometimes after these people don't pay, and that's when an argument starts. Do you remember anything like that where you may have paid and they took the money back or just didn't pay and
No, because I'm sure they were paid before they got in the van to go up to my house. Like I said, I can't remember what prompted me to do this.
Do you remember doing it?
Bits of it I do, but not.
Okay, what do you remember doing?
I don't actually remember taking her life.
Do you remember after what happened after that happened?
I remember taking the mattresses out of the house and putting them in the van.
Okay.
And then driving out to wherever I left them.
Do you remember putting her in the mattresses?
Not totally.
Do you remember what she was wrapped in between the mattresses?
What she was wrapped in?
Mm-hmm. Was there any clothing, anything like that?
Yeah, I sure don't.
Back in the 90s, when bodies started turning up wrapped, shoved into mattresses, and boxed up almost like coffins, detectives noticed a pattern. They started calling them packages. And just like that, Gary earned another name, the Package Killer. But even with all of that laid out in front of him, Gary still thinks he's the smartest person in the room. Every question gets the same answer: I don't remember. He thinks they're only there to talk about Robin. But what he doesn't realize is that the detectives already know about his other crimes as well.
Let me show you another picture.
And like she said, we don't want a whole bunch of people coming down and talking to you. You know, just.
Does she look familiar?
She almost looks like a girl I dated from a little diner. Pam, I can't even think of her last name now.
Well, this is Sandra Little.
Hmm?
This is Sandra Little. It says Sharon. I don't know if the booking officer got that wrong or what, but
Yeah.
it's Sandra Little. And she was found in O'Fallon. And I think we talked about that a little bit last time. About the box.
I remember talking about me being a carpenter at one point.
Mm-hmm. What do you remember about her?
Hmm?
What do you remember about her?
Not much at all. What kind of box?
It was like plywood. It was a box that was built. So when you lived at the house on East Edgar, did you keep any of these girls for a period of time?
Not more than a day or two.
Okay, do you recall other ones?
No, I sure don't. Well, I wish you could hypnotize me, help me remember some of this stuff to get it off.
Yeah. This and again, this is the O'Fallon case, and they worked it back in the, and I worked this one. This is the one I worked back in the day. Actually, I worked all three of them. This is the one that I worked back in the day as well. And again, she's a
Okay. From where? St. Louis?
around the Cherokee Street area.
Where?
Cherokee Street area.
South St. Louis.
Right. Now, we don't know if there's more than three. All we know is that there's, at least we got three of them connected through, all the lab work and everything we're doing. So, and this is one of them that's connected. So basically, we believe this is another one that you might have done.
So the box that Sandra was in is similar to a box that Doc was in.
Well, I sure don't remember making a box.
Did you have any old dressers sitting around that?
I mean, I had furniture.
You ever remember removing the bottoms of the drawers that she might have fit in, and then the box built around her?
Oh, I was thinking when you said a box, something that was put together from scratch. But furniture?
And if this box may not have been built by you, it may have been a box that you, I don't know, you had from a work site or something like that you might have stored other things in. But she originally was put into a dresser.
I really don't look that familiar, but definitely is a box, but I can't tell. I mean, maybe it'll come back to me in time.
Yeah, we're, like he said, we're just trying to avoid, we're just trying to avoid a bunch of people coming down here, you know?
Yeah.
Getting you
So.
confused and everything.
Right.
Let me ask you this. And I think you're being honest with us. Let me ask you this, and I want you to really think about this. Were there more than one that you might have killed? Now think about it, because I would know. As old as I am, I would remember if there was more than one.
Yeah, I mean, from what you're telling me, it does touch on recall a little bit. Like I said, 30 some odd years ago.
I'm not really talking about details right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the fact that was there more than one that you were involved in taking their life?
Taking their life?
I mean, this is kind of a important question for you.
Yeah.
That's why we got all three prosecutors wanting to do this all at once. Have you killed more than one?
These two, for sure. I mean, there's bits and pieces that I remember, but not all the details.
And I understand that. I
Yeah.
understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Don't patronize me, okay?
I'm not patronizing you. Well, how do you think I'm patronizing you?
I don't
I
know.
mean,
It's
explain,
just,
because I don't really understand what patronizing. Honestly, I don't. People say that, and I'm like, what have I said to patronize you?
probably nothing. It's just, it's impossible for me to know what's going through your mind, and vice versa. I mean,
All right.
there's things going through my mind right now that
What's,
is clarifying some of this, but it's also foggy. You know, it's still,
Well, I get it. I mean, we came here after 30 some years to talk to you. But I thought maybe since we were here last time, some of the stuff like you said, you've been thinking a lot about it.
yeah.
And I thought maybe recalled
I mean,
some of the stuff.
I'm almost sure I've been with more than two young ladies like this, but God, I hope I didn't kill them all.
we don't,
You know,
let's put it this way, at this point, we don't know of any other ones other than these
No.
three.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean there's,
and like I said earlier, I don't know what prompted me to take their lives. Because I dated some pretty nice young ladies. Why I would go out and do something like this.
Well,
I mean, it was venting frustration, hostilities, anger.
you were obviously a different person then.
Apparently in more than one way.
Right. Because you say you have a conscience now.
I've always had a conscience.
Okay.
Maybe not all the time totally in charge of it.
In a way, Gary is right. He did have a conscience. Everyone who knew him described the same person: intelligent, sharp, quiet, distant, and most importantly, easy to overlook. He knew the difference between right and wrong, and yet the irony is even with that awareness, he still went on to murder more than 4 people. One of them was the victim detectives had just mentioned, Sandra Sue Little. She was his second youngest victim, only 21 years old. Sandra was reported missing on September 4th, 1990. Nearly 5 months later, on February 17th, 1991, her body was found hidden inside a dresser, a wooden box, dumped along Interstate 70 near Wentzville and O'Fallon. Later, forensic evidence confirmed that Sandra was an exotic worker and that she had been strangled to death. Now at 73 years old, Gary is still sharp enough to know one thing: a full confession could land him on death row. But when detectives ask him about Sandra's murder, the one he carried out with brutal precision, suddenly he doesn't remember anything at all.
What time of year did you find them?
She was March, and she went missing in fall of 1990. but she wasn't found until February 91. So that's why I asked you how long you might have kept her.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been at my house that long. Because I had custody of my kids on a couple of weekends a month.
Can you remember where you would have taken her?
Hmm?
Do you remember where you took her?
Did you own any property or garages or somebody else's house or
No, I didn't.
in the woods or?
No. I didn't own any property.
Because from the time she was taken until the time they found her was a pretty good amount of time. And she
Sound like, what, 3 or 4 months? But
and she was relatively, I mean, she was really when we found her.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to figure out the location where she might have been, because the first one you said you didn't shoot for maybe a day, if that much, or a couple of days. And this one here, and it was dropped off on the day it was found. It wasn't like somebody walking down the woods and find it. It was on a particular area where you couldn't hardly not see it. And then somebody stopped and picked it up.
like they were intentionally left
Yes,
to be found.
yes.
I'm thinking it was along the highway. Probably, man, 70.
Okay.
But I can't place how far O'Fallon was out of St. Louis. I know it was west of St. Louis, but
Do you remember what was around there?
I mean like
Buildings.
restaurants,
Yeah.
shopping centers.
Sure.
I don't think it was isolated.
Do you remember getting that box out? I mean, you're a big guy, so I would imagine it wouldn't be too hard for you.
I'm thinking it might have been, it's not a box I made.
Okay.
It had to be existing, something like a shipping crate, a piece of furniture.
Would that have been something you might have had in your basement?
Yeah, it could have been.
Remember what might have been shipped in it? You say, because you had a lot of furniture.
No, just furniture in a house, like bedroom sets,
Oh, okay.
living room sets, kitchen sets, stuff like that. But I don't think it's something that was just laying around. If it had drawers, like a dresser.
Well, this box was actually around. The dresser was inside the box.
Mm-hmm.
The dresser, you have a picture of the dresser, or possible?
And you have to realize that that dresser, she was in that dresser for a long period of time, so the dresser doesn't look probably exactly like you were.
Yeah, it looks like dresser front of drawers or something,
Mm-hmm.
or drawer fronts.
Do you remember taking the bottoms of those drawers out?
Apparently to make room to put her in.
Do you remember that, or are you just saying?
Somewhat, yeah,
You remember doing that?
yeah.
Do you remember where you kept her?
Hmm?
Do you remember where you kept her?
No, I sure don't.
Because Doc was kept for a while in the basement. Not a whole lot. Could you have kept her in the basement and then just decided now it's time to get rid of her?
That's possible. How did she die?
That's what I was hoping you would tell us. Because she was nothing, not much left of her.
Oh, I sure don't remember.
So Brenda, does she look familiar to you?
None of them that I couldn't pick out of a lineup. I mean,
Okay.
no.
So same kind of thing, alongside highway. In a container.
Okay.
The same year. Do you know where you might have taken her in Maryland Heights?
Off the highway somewhere. I mean, it wasn't directly on the highway. I think this one was like on the shoulder of Interstate 70.
You're talking about Sandra Little, correct? Is that Sandra Little?
Yeah, that's Sandra.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm. But you don't remember what was around that area?
Malls, stores, car lots, car dealerships.
Or what?
That would have been on the outer road, not right on the highway.
Oh, that the businesses would have been on the outer road, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember near what exit?
Oh, I sure don't. I can't recall if she was closed or not, or partially closed.
Did you secure the trash can at all? Did you secure the trash can at all?
Secured how?
Did you, I mean, so she wouldn't fall out?
I would imagine as long as the trash can stayed upright, she wouldn't fall out. I don't remember securing it though.
Do you remember where you took her? Where you dropped her off?
I'm thinking it was somewhere off of Page and 270. What was it, an apartment complex?
What time of day was that?
Probably at night.
Okay. Do you remember what vehicle you used?
Probably the van. No, probably was a van. Because I know I didn't have the pickup truck then.
Okay.
'Cause I don't think I got the pickup truck till well after my house had that fire. Yeah, it was a van.
Do you remember how long you kept her?
Not long. I don't remember keeping any of them more than a day or two.
Okay. You don't remember where you would have kept them, maybe not at the house at East Edgar, but you might have kept them somewhere else?
No, you mean double moving? No.
Yeah, because she was, like we said, she was pretty before she was found on the highway. So she evidently had to be somewhere.
And when you talk about time to decompose, you're looking at a week, a month, 6 months? I don't.
Yeah, more like months.
A month?
Or more than. Obviously, she went missing in 1990 and was found in February 91, so.
The victim Gary is talking about here is Brenda Pruitt, another exotic worker. She was first reported missing in May of 1990. Police believe she was killed not long after that, her body hidden inside a plastic trash bin. More than a year later, in October of 1991, investigators finally found her remains, dumped in a roadside garbage can in St. Louis County. The autopsy revealed she had been strangled or suffocated. And just like the others, Brenda had been bound. When she was found, her own shirt was wrapped around her face. This just shows how brutal Gary was in the way he did it and how careful he was to make sure nothing ever led back to him. But in the end, the truth can't stay buried forever. And now here he is, confessing to every crime he committed in his life.
So do you remember, I know you said you can't really remember why or how you took their life, but that goes for Brenda?
How did she die?
Same as Robin.
Strangled?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Definitely some bad memories coming up.
So if there is anything that we can clear up for you to avoid
No.
more visitors.
No, I can't. But I'm the type of individual is why talk about it when I know why I'm here. I mean, some of the things at my trial I don't totally agree with, but I got convicted of it, and I was involved in it to a certain degree.
What do you mean by that?
Hmm?
What do you mean by that? If you don't mind me asking. You were involved
Well,
in...
you said you read the case with Doc.
Yes.
Do not answer this. This ain't a question, but in
Okay.
your mind, was there any degree of doubt? Because of where the murder weapon was found, where Doc's car was found, with my alibi where I was when Doc was killed, there was no 100% evidence that I pulled the trigger of any pistol. I may have had knowledge prior to and after, and I'm not saying I did or didn't,
Right, right.
but there was no smoking gun. The man was found in my house. That doesn't mean I killed him.
Did you take the stand on that?
Couldn't. I wanted to, but my attorney advised against it for a bunch of reasons.
Do you have a lot of priors to?
Yeah, I'd done time in Kansas.
Okay.
And like, you know, sometimes one little thing on, it's kind of like on, and I experienced this, and I've seen and heard it in other cases, either the defense or prosecutor says something at trial. The other side objects and the judge tells the jury to disregard it. To me, that's like, yeah, that's chiseled in concrete now. You know,
Now you can really concentrate on it.
yeah, why don't they want this to be known? It's already said, you can't take it back.
Right.
There were things at the trial the jury wanted to see. See, how can I explain this?
Gary's audacity here is unreal, to say the least. He actually claims that just because Kenneth's body was found in his basement, that doesn't mean he killed him. Kenneth was a construction coworker who came to his house in 1993 just to talk about a car sale, and that's it. He never walked out. Gary didn't just shoot Kenneth when he arrived. He beat him, strangled him, and did it all for money. And because Kenneth was a man, strong enough to fight back, unlike Gary's other victims, Gary made a different choice and decided to use a gun to ultimately end his life. After that, he hid Kenneth's body inside a makeshift plywood coffin and kept it in his basement. It's very likely that if officers hadn't caught him over Kenneth's death, the number of his female victims would have been much higher.
One of the things that I shouldn't say struggling with, but we have questions about. 4 out of the 5 that we've identified, we've done everything. We're having a hell of a time trying to figure out the 5th one.
Mm-hmm.
We've contacted a medical examiner. We've contacted old detectives. There's a whole lot of people that have been contacted, and we just cannot find the 5th one. And that's one of the main reasons we want to come back up and talk to you again, to see if we can go over.
What do you mean find?
We don't,
Identifier.
Yeah.
we don't,
okay.
we don't have her, we don't have her identified.
Yeah.
I can probably, the one that was in the barrel.
Correct.
Right.
See, like I said before, I don't remember who was first and who was last.
Correct.
Names, they all use street names,
Correct.
you know. You'd be surprised at some of the nicknames in this place.
Do you remember what she looked like?
No, I wish I could. But I figured that she had been at my house the longest in the barrel.
Did you have her in the barrel along with another?
No. You mean two of them in one
No. Two different,
at the same time?
yeah.
No.
Because I thought you said you had the one in the box and the one in the barrel at the same
But
time.
not at the same time.
Oh, okay. You had them back behind your place for a period of time.
The young lady in the barrel, I think started out, no, not think, I know, was in a cardboard barrel that we had some clothes stored in the basement that I emptied out. But it wasn't a real stable barrel.
Cardboard with like metal rims
Yeah.
around it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think the following day I got the metal barrel and put everything in it.
Where'd you
And-
get that barrel?
I can't really recall. I don't know if I saw it somewhere. I know there's a place not far from where I lived that sold barrels. Like you make barbecue pits or storage or shipping out of. I'll give that some thought.
Now you
Yeah,
said,
she sat behind my house for a few months.
you said you put her and other things in the barrel? Is what
Just
you
that
said?
cardboard and then put all that in the metal barrel.
Oh, okay.
I remember reading something in the paper about somebody trying to make facial recognition out of clay or something to identify somebody and cross. But I don't know if that was her or somebody else.
Hmm.
I can't recall.
What do you recall about where you put her? Because you had told us a certain area that you put her.
It wasn't that far from my home. I mean, I lived in Bell Ridge on East Edgar, and the car wash was not that far from where East Edgar came into Natural Bridge. I know I used a van.
This was one of the most difficult cases police had encountered at the time. The condition of the remains made identification impossible. Investigators could only estimate that the victim was likely in her 20s. Gary said he left her body in a metal barrel near a self-service car wash. Weirdly, the car wash owner's son reported that his dad had actually discovered a buried body at another spot back in 1991.
You have the 5 that we're still trying to determine that 5th's identity. But you got 5 there, and then there was Doc later on. That's 6. How many people do you think you've killed in your lifetime?
I don't really know how to answer that question because directly or indirectly. And this is what I say is
I'd say
like,
directly, yeah.
I was a Marine.
Yeah, so directly, yeah.
Yeah, just those 6.
You didn't see combat, right?
No.
Because you said about your brother.
Yeah.
So there would be no combat experience where you would have killed anybody there.
Mhm.
Because you really hesitated when he asked you that question. And now, what about indirectly? What do you mean by indirectly? Are you responsible for anything indirectly?
Just because of being in the Corps, job-wise, training-wise, no, there's not even indirectly. I mean, there was nothing besides these 6 that I had anything at all to do with somebody losing their life.
Did you associate with while you were on the truck driver going to Chicago? Did you
No.
associate? What about your trips to Iowa back in the day? Did you associate back then?
No, going to Iowa by myself or
Yeah.
with my family. No, to visit Sis and her family up there. You'd be like, one of the first trips I went up to see Cheryl and Jay, I had my mom, my grandmother, and the family dog in the back seat.
Yeah. So
You know,
was the contact that you had in relationships, your wives, girlfriends, dates, that relationship, was that very much different than contact that you'd have with
as far as,
the
bondage?
activities? Yeah, the
Yeah.
activities. Yeah.
oh yeah, day and night.
Yeah. So maybe the reason contact with, because you can live out that activity with them and not necessarily with real relationships.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah,
was regular relationship
no,
not part of it.
no.
But what was, is that something you had to pay extra for, or was that all forced?
I think it's just a package deal. I mean, I don't think there's any extra. Maybe there was. I don't remember right now. You got to get to the bottom of everything, whether it's significant. Well, it's all significant if it had to do with a crime, but you needed all the information.
Yeah, and sometimes when we get these little things, and frankly, some things are irrelevant, but when we get those things and you start thinking, well, then remember the connections in the brain start making connections to things we really need.
Mm-hmm.
And what we really need is the identity of that fifth girl.
I know.
And maybe something that you recall
Would unlock that door.
Oh, yeah. It could lead us to a place where we can check, hey, did you have some deceased body in a barrel? You know, so far we're not there yet.
Oh, I fully understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not just saying I wish I could, because I've opened up the doors on 4 of them. Maybe not 100%, but they're open.
Yeah.
If this one, the one in the barrel, that's, as far as identity goes, that's still a closed situation.
One of the 5 victims the detectives didn't talk about in this footage was Gary's oldest, Donna Rittmeyer. She was 41, a mother of 3, and an exotic worker from South City. She disappeared around May or June of 1990. On June 11th, a construction worker stumbled across her body, completely naked, stuffed inside a rubber garbage can and left on a sidewalk near Gasconade and Broadway in St. Louis. By the time she was found, investigators couldn't determine what had caused her death. Even though he was already serving life for Kenneth, that didn't mean he could escape consequences for the others. In 2022, he was charged with 4 package killer homicides from 1990 to 91. Prosecutors promised not to seek the death penalty, hoping to get him to cooperate. By March 2023, he pleaded guilty to 3 of the murders, Sandy Little, Brenda Pruitt, and Donna Rittmeyer, and received multiple life sentences without parole, all running concurrently with his existing sentence. The final case, Robin Meehan, is still pending.